Today is a new day. Sara wakes up early in the morning. She opens her eyes and looks at the ceiling. Her heart feels heavy, but she wants to be strong. She says quietly, "Today I will find a job. I must try again." Sara lives alone in a small apartment. She cannot pay her rent next month. She is a little scared, but she does not want to give up. She stands up slowly. She makes her bed, washes her face, and looks in the mirror. She smiles a small smile and says, "I can do this. I will not stop."
Sara takes a quick shower and puts on clean clothes. She chooses a simple, nice outfit. She wants to look friendly and professional. Then she goes to her desk. On the desk, there are many copies of her resume. She has printed them last night. She puts the resumes in a folder, carefully, one by one. She also takes a pen and a small notebook. In the notebook, she writes the names of the places she will visit today: cafés, clothes shops, bakeries, hair salons, and more. Her plan is simple: walk, ask, and try. Before she leaves the apartment, she takes a deep breath. She looks at the door and whispers, "Please, let today be a good day."
The city is busy. People are walking fast, cars are moving, and buses are full. But Sara walks slowly. She wants to save her energy. Her first stop is a small cafe on the corner of the street. The cafe smells like coffee and fresh bread. Sara smiles and goes inside. She says to the person at the counter, very politely and slowly, "Hello, my name is Sara. I am looking for a job. Do you need help here?" The worker looks at her for a second and then shakes his head. He says, "Sorry, we don't need anyone right now." Sara's smile becomes smaller for a moment, but she keeps it. She says, "Okay, thank you. Have a nice day." She walks out of the cafe. Outside, she writes "Cafe, no" in her notebook. She takes a breath and says in her mind, "It's okay. It's only the first place."
Next, Sara goes to a clothes shop. The shop is bright, with many colors and many people. She waits for a moment and then talks to the manager. Again, she says slowly, "Hello, my name is Sara. I am looking for a job. Here is my resume." The manager takes the paper but does not really look at it. He is busy and a little impatient. He says quickly, "Leave it here. We will call you if we need someone." His voice is cold. Sara feels a little hurt. She feels like she is invisible. She says softly, "Thank you," and walks out of the shop. On the street, she feels a small pain in her chest. She thinks, "Why is it so hard? Am I not good enough?" But then she looks at her folder. Many resumes are still there. She tells herself, "I still have many chances. I must continue."
Now Sara goes to a bakery. The smell of warm bread and pastries makes her feel a little better. She talks to the woman behind the counter. "Hello, I am Sara. I am looking for a job. Do you need help here?" The woman looks at her kindly. She smiles and says, "Today we don't need more people, but you are very polite. Leave your resume. Maybe in the future we will call you." Sara feels a small light inside her heart. Someone was kind. Someone talked to her with respect. She says, "Thank you so much. Have a nice day," and leaves the bakery. Later, she goes to a hair salon.
There, the person at the desk listens to her and says, "Maybe we need someone next month. Your resume looks good. Don't lose hope." These words are simple, but they give Sara energy. She writes in her notebook, "Bakery, maybe. Hair salon, maybe."
Hours pass. Sara walks and walks. She goes to many shops, another cafe, another clothes shop, a small bookstore, a flower shop. Sometimes people are kind, but say no. Sometimes they are busy and a little rude. Sometimes they don't look at her face at all. Her feet start to hurt. Her shoulders feel heavy. The folder in her hand is now almost empty. Most of her resumes are gone. Sara sits on a bench in the street. She drinks a little water and looks at the people around her. She feels tired, sad, and small. She thinks, what if I don't find anything today? What if I cannot pay my rent? What if I have to leave my home? For a short moment, tears come to her eyes. She feels very alone. But then she closes her eyes and takes a deep breath. She remembers the kind woman in the bakery, the hopeful words in the hair salon. She remembers she has tried so hard today. She says to herself, slowly, I am trying. I am doing my best. I am not lazy. I am brave. I will keep going. Just a little more. Sara opens her folder. There is only one resume left. Only one paper. She smiles sadly and says, "This is my last one. After this, I will go home." She looks around. On the corner of the street, she sees a small design company. The window has simple drawings and a logo. She thinks, design. It looks interesting. Maybe they don't need me, but I will try. This is my last try today. Her heart is heavy and her body is tired. She almost wants to go home, but she doesn't. She walks slowly to the door and opens it. Inside the design company, it is quiet. There are a few desks and computers. On the wall, there are pictures and posters. A woman at the front desk looks up and smiles gently. She says, "Hello, can I help you?" Sara feels nervous, but she speaks slowly. "Hello, my name is Sara. I am looking for a job. I have experience in customer service and I learn very fast. This is my resume." She gives her last resume to the woman. The woman does not put it away quickly. She really looks at it. Her face changes a little. She says, we actually need someone to help at the front desk and with small tasks. You don't need perfect experience. We can teach you. Can you start next week?" For a second, Sara cannot speak. She doesn't understand. She asks quietly, "Start next week? Do you mean I can work here?" The woman smiles more and says, "Yes, if you want, we can start with a trial week. You seem kind and serious. We like that." Suddenly, the heavy feeling in her chest becomes lighter. The world feels different. Her eyes fill with tears again, but now they are tears of relief. She says, Thank you so much. I really want to work. I will do my best." The woman nods and answers, "We all start somewhere. Don't worry. You did a good thing today. You came and you asked." When Sara leaves the design company, the sky is changing color. It is late afternoon. Her feet still hurt. Her body is still tired, but her heart is warm. She walks home slowly. She thinks about every no from the day. She thinks about every cold answer, every kind answer,
every maybe. She understands something important. Every step today brought her to this last door. If she had stopped earlier, she would not find this job. In front of her apartment building, she stops and looks at the sky. She says softly, "Today was hard, very hard, but I didn't give up. And because I didn't give up, I found a chance." She opens the door, goes inside, and puts her bag on the floor. She sits on her bed and smiles, tired but peaceful. She whispers, "Maybe tomorrow will still be difficult, but now I have a small light. A small hope is still a hope." The day ends, not perfect, not easy, but real and full of courage. And Sara is proud of herself.